Jacob, this podcast has gone to the moon. We are the elite. Oh, yeah. We're the elite of the elite, and that's why we wear Elite Sports, the only sporting brand company that supports Texas State athletes the way that they deserve to be respected. If you want to support the Bobcats and this podcast, shop at Elite Sports. The best athletes at Texas State are sponsored by Elite Sports. The best podcast is also.
Use code SQUARE at checkout for 10% off. One of the best college apparel companies in the country. Home Field. If you got A&M fans, if you got Longhorn fans, if you got begrudgingly probably in your life that you want to give a nice gift for, shop Home Field. Use code SQUARE at checkout. 10% off.
Jacob, when I wear Home Field apparel, I feel like I have a home field advantage.
Do you? Do you actually have one?
100%. I have a golden gopher shirt. Looks great on me. Girls are all over me being like, hey, do chicks really dig the long ball? I go, yeah, they do. 1957 World Series champs, Golden Gophers.
Tired of winning the tailgate, but losing the games? We can't help that. But we can tell you what the hell is up with each team and what's going on across sunny San Marcos. Texas State fans, get on your feet. You're listening to Squarin Around with Jacob Rodriguez and Andrew Zimmel.
It's the best looking man in media. It's Jacob Rodriguez.
You get corporate Jake this week because of my fucking hellacious work schedule. This week, let me pull the curtains back for our fair viewers. 9 weeks ago, we tried to do something very special for this podcast. You may remember we were in fucking softball season back then. And the athletics department was like, hey, we could probably get this guy for you. And we were like, that's fucking awesome, bro. Cut to like last week. Like struggling to get this guy over the finish line. I don't even want to tell this entire story because obviously I want this guy on our fucking show at some point in the future.
It's such a good guest. It's such a good get, and it's just such a shame that we couldn't get him. Look, this feels like we're doing a short episode this week, Jake. I vote that we do this 99.5. I vote this is a 99.5 episode.
Yeah. No, I literally at one point I put a poll on Twitter. I was like, should we just cancel this week? I was so upset. But whatever, life goes on and we have a fucking show to get to anyway. So welcome to Squarin Around. I'm Jacob Rodriguez. That's Andrew Zimmel. This is the Republic of Texas Football Podcast Network. Do you see why I'm so frustrated? Because it would have been perfect to have this fucking guest on this week too. Because we try to have all of our big things on ROF weeks. But whatever, that's neither here nor there. Zimmel, the big story of the week is next week, actually. It's all about CFB 25. And I don't know if I'm blowing up the spot or not, but I got a late night text from Craven, which was either going to be a booty call or him asking me to edit the fucking Aggie War Pod. And it was neither, actually. It was him asking me if I'd like to play college football in some sort of dynasty league that the Republic of Football team is doing. He'd hit you up too?
He hit me up today at 10:45 a.m. asking you a PS5 Republic of Football Dynasty. I was like, listen, I hate to be that guy, but I'm poor. Like, I mean, I wish I could go out. I wish I could go out and get a PS5.
You're like Duck McScrooge. You're sitting on a pile of doubloons.
Scrooge McDuck?
Yeah, there you go. Scrooge McDuck.
Place a bunny column on a bunny column. See the way they grow. Bunny copper column, bunny silver column. I'm in love with you.
Yeah, I don't have anybody to spend my money on, and I don't spend it on myself either. It just sits in a bank account somewhere. There's a reason that there's different people on the internet that call me very mean things, Jacob. So, look, here's my take. I haven't texted Craven back yet. This would be the time to do it. You know what I mean? If I was going to do a big splurging purpose, this would be the one to do it. Get me a PS5. So I know you're into it. Should I do it? Should I pull the trigger? Should you saying no? Don't get a PS5.
I'm into it. I was down. Yeah.
So you're saying buy a PS5?
I bought a stupid PS5 like 3 months ago in preparation for this moment next week.
I might have to do it. Do I go?
And this week they released ratings. They released toughest places to play. They're going
Texas
to release.
State not even noticed.
I think it's like after week 2, they're going to re-release player ratings, and so that'll be a big thing because Texas State's going to get big stinkers across the board probably because we can't even get our fucking stadium in the game really correctly.
You know what's funny is that like everybody else in the world's super excited. Maybe that's kind of the reason I'm not getting a PS5 right now because I was like, I was expecting Texas State to get a little bit more love than they did. And if you look on
I was not expecting that at all.
Well, here, let me push back. I was not expecting them to get love from like EA. I'm not expecting, Brady McBride to come out and play the game or Jordan McLeod to play the game, right? But what I was expecting was one of these streamers to say the most fun dynasty team you could play with would be Texas State. And I have not seen them. I've seen a bunch of other Sunbelt teams, Georgia State, Coastal Carolina, App State. Didn't see Texas State on any of those rankings.
So, buddy, it's time for Jacob to become one of the streamers and not have some sort of fallout that happens between that and my life.
You've already lost everything. You've lost the love of your life. You don't have anything else going on for you. The only thing we need to do is make sure you don't start like, a lot of these streamers get kind of weird. You don't have any skeletons in the closet, so you're not going to be sketch. You got some shots here. I think you have a shot.
Couldn't even afford a closet at one time. So there couldn't even be a skeleton.
What would your streamer tag? What's your tag name? What's your streaming tag name?
My tag name is michorizo_.
Okay.
Pretty funny.
I like it. So what would I be? What do you think my streamer tag should be?
I don't know, but that's been my gamer tag since
your screen name.
My gamer tag, bro. What are you talking about? My screen name? What is this? Is this a chat room? I'm not in chat rooms.
I don't know. Maybe you are on chat rooms. Maybe that's the skeleton your closet right there.
Not in chat rooms, bro.
Okay.
You never had a gaming system? You never had a game name?
No. The only name
I play online Monopoly. On that, I'm Quiet Boss 664. Add your boy.
No, the only thing that I cared about, the only name I cared about was the name on the back of my jersey, Jacob. When I was playing all my AAU baseball and basketball games, that's the only name I had. We didn't play video games like
Gillis
that.
is right. You can't wear a jersey with your own name on the back of it.
I do, baby.
That is so lame. Like,
I think that we've really changed.
He tells the story on the
society.
podcast where he's like, I was in the grocery store the other day, and one of the fans came up to me and was like, "Oh, hey, I didn't know it was you until I saw the back of your jersey." Fucking loser. That's so funny.
I think that we've really changed as a society. Things move very quickly. I don't know why I'm getting canceled now for having my name on the back of my jersey. I think the custom jersey looks cooler.
I was just shaming you.
I'm just saying. I feel like we can cancel here.
No, not canceled.
Why can't a man have his own name?
Just for being a white journalist at one point.
Why can't his name be on the back of his jersey because of woke? That's why.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, and then the inverse happens too. People call you gay because you have other men's names on the back of your jersey.
I will say, first real conversation I had with one of my lifelong friends now, Mike Harge. Listened to him on AM 1300 The Zone. One of the conversations we had was, "Why are you wearing another man's name on the back of your shirt?"
No.
I was like, "Dude, I'm 21. Like, what are we talking about here? This seems kind of rough." But yeah, woke me up. It was a wake up call for sure.
One man who is not wearing Texas State on the back of his shirt anymore, Dalen Pena, who signed to Oregon. He's going to be a Duck now. So
yeah. Now look, Texas State's been known for having like some of the best jerseys, very good equipment room. It's really hard to go toe to toe with Oregon. If you like swag, if you like to have cool
big Nike
stuff, big Nike guy for sure. Now that's a really good point. He flips from Adidas to Nike. What does that mean?
Ooh, checks over stripes.
Jesus Christ, yeah. Checks over stripes.
Yeah.
Now, what do you think the NIL deal looked like? Because I know he's not going up there for free.
Well, the storyline that came out was like a month ago. He had signed with this like NIL. We're gonna help you sign
agent,
or
NIL
something.
agent,
yeah, something like that. And then he gets this. So I mean, obviously a very talented dude. Wish nothing but the best for him and his family. Corpus Christi legend, Dalen Pena.
Here's the thing. We've all joked about getting out of media. How can I get one of these NIL jobs? How can I get to be one of the people who works as like an NIL agent?
If you're trying to get rid of some of your Texas State baseball stuff,
Oh yeah,
I'll send you my Addy, dog.
I put it out there when Easy left Texas State. That was 2018, 2017. I DM'd him on Twitter. I was like, "Hey, buddy, big fan. Guy that's swag." And he's like, "Yeah." And then I saw him selling it on eBay. So Brian London, Bray McBride, hit your boy up. Let's go. Why am I not getting some? We're the same size now. Like,
one of my boys, Keyshawn Clark, out of Brazoria, where my buddy Tristan's from. He tried out for the cheerleading team freshman year, made the team, and then he got to the point where like they start giving you team gear, ghosted the team, just took the team gear. And I said his name because the statute of limitations, I believe, is passed, but I think that's so funny.
I mean, shout out. That's a good deal.
Shout out Keyshawn. It's pretty, I feel like it would be pretty easy to spot like a black man, aspiring rapper, Keyshawn Clark, who can really do cheerleading stunts. He's amazing.
No, I agree. I wish I could be a cheerleader. Not athletic enough.
Did you see that Kelly and Don are doing like
put the hard hats on?
Yeah, Bobcats, Kelly Dampus here, president of Texas State University.
Don Coriel, director of athletics.
And we're about to go look at the new Johnny and Natalie Wiseman Football Performance Center. It's currently under construction. We hope to have a lot of it done before the football season starts. So let's go look at the progress, all right?
A little sneak peek.
All right, let's go look.
And they put the hard hats on. They give us a behind the scenes look at UFCU stadium improvements.
I guess
it's really the weight room area, but still, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I like that type of content. I will say, Dampus, the Just for Men, this is the time to get it on there, buddy. I noticed that the little gray around the back.
I was confused at his hair growth pattern because I guess he would be confused at mine too. Because I shaved for the summertime and he grew out a beard for the summertime. That's complete inverse.
But maybe it's because he goes to Canada. I know he went to Canada once, right?
True. Yeah, he did go.
But it's still like 70 degrees. There's no reason to get a beard going. But maybe this is a new look. Maybe this is like the summer look. Get the beard going and then shave it off in the fall. I don't know.
I know he does mustaches for like playoffs, which is he looks like an old school detective sometimes. So that's kind of not playoffs.
Little Columbo action.
Yeah.
Okay.
Full game push. He had a mustache.
Yeah. Dampus the crime dog.
Dampus the crime dog. Did you see this CFB Reddit post that was like, soon the Big Ten will have a Texas team? And it was like Texas State's logo, just like superimposed on it.
Because A&M, and speaking of your Aggie War Pod, A&M fans are like, we should join the Big Ten. I'm like, why do you want to go to the second best conference? Like, that's so stupid. You're the second best team in the state. Yeah. Why would you want to go to the second best conference?
Well, their whole like big brain theory for that was like, let's ask for something that they can't give us so we have more bargaining power or something. I was on actually like Good Bull Hunting or something, like trying to figure out what the fuck these guys were talking about.
Good Bull Hunting?
Yeah, it's like one of these Aggie like schizophrenia.
You went behind enemy lines? I
went behind enemy lines with this same maroon check. Oh, by the way, Kyle Field is one of the hardest places to play in EA's College Football 25.
Which is insane.
Ahead of Tiger Stadium. The fuck is that?
Insane, because I've seen teams go into Kyle Field and win games. I've never seen anybody go into Death Valley and win games like that.
I've seen Ryan London pick off.
Well, like, you know what I mean? No, but like honestly, like in my lifetime, so I'm 26 years old. In my lifetime, I have seen Texas A&M lose more big games at home than win more big games at home. So that makes sense. Like the biggest home win I remember them having was against LSU, and it was like a 7 overtime game. And let's be honest, they probably shouldn't have won that game if all things are being equal, right? But I remember A&M going to against Clemson and losing. I remember them losing to Alabama. I remember famously Texas going in there and winning. So I'm just saying, I'm just like, I don't know if this is the hardest place to play in college football.
No, I'm with you, I think, too. Especially like Death Valley. Hard to compete against that.
Like I said, hardest place to play in the state of Texas, maybe. Hardest place to play in the SEC, far from it.
You want to know what pissed me off, too? They said Darrell K. Royal is actually hard to play in. I don't think that was second.
I don't know. That's another one where it's like,
but that's like, I think it's top 10. No, it's 19th. Okay, yeah. So it's not hard at all to play there.
Top 25. I think that's about fair. DKR is the same way as Alabama's field. It's very corporate. It's like there are UT fans that go to games for sure. There's Alabama fans that go to those games for sure. But it's a more corporate vibe because how much money is pumped in there. So you got a bunch of UT fans, and look, we both know how this goes. There's UT fans who didn't go to the school there, who don't really have real rooting interests, and they still go to the games, and they whatever, they cheer when they cheer, but it's not the same as Bobcat Stadium when it's like pumped.
Let me pull up this text from Mike Craven because he literally told me, I don't know how we're gonna turn this into content at all, but we're going to do a dynasty league. So I don't know what that means either.
Legitimately, let's go. I will go to Walmart after the show. Once we get done recording, I'll go to Walmart and I'll price a PS5. And if it's
you
under
can do that from your couch, you don't have to just physically.
Well, yeah. Well, the thing is that if I buy one, I want to have it in my hand so that I can set this shit up. You know what I mean?
That's actually why I bought one 3 months ago, because I think there's going to be a run on the stores. You know?
You think so?
No, maybe not. I don't know. A lot of people like. So. Do you remember when the PS5 first came out and it was like
it's all digital now?
True,
it's all digital.
No,
so
I bought it online. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the other part. You know.
Yeah. No, at some point, I'm going to go live on our Facebook and figure out my streaming setup so I can figure out what the fuck I'm going to do.
See, and the other thing is, why do I need it? Why do I need to buy one when I can just come to your house and get another controller?
Facts.
You know, what are we doing?
Yeah.
It's kind of like why my parents would say the same thing. Like, why do I need to buy you a gaming console when your friend has one? It's like, you're speaking the truth, Mom. You got the right idea.
Yeah. Bring your controller, buddy.
Yeah. See, there you go.
I'm excited.
By the way, for
those comes out next Friday for people who did not pay for the order, like pre-release. I think it comes out Monday for everybody else, but it comes out Friday for us peons of the world. I have a fucking job. That's what people don't understand. I have a job. That's why I'm corporate Jake this week. Because I'm actually important again in the producing world. That's kind of cool.
You telling me like, oh, people don't understand that I have a job. It's like, brother, we are cramming this pod in right now. So because we both have these weird schedules.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm not preaching to you. You're the choir. You're my little cantor
show
on Sundays.
Faux show. Talking about cramming things in. I'll get up at 3 a.m. to get this stuff in, and then also record the pod, and then also DJ tonight. Jesus. So I be doing a lot.
And tomorrow, that is the kind of I'm on my normal morning schedule this week, which is why like I would normally be done with my entire week already.
Yeah,
so sick. Now I still got to go to work at 2. I only got to 11.
Well, hey, Epic Wings tomorrow. Latino Hits. I'm your man. I'll be out there for them too.
Yeah, don't tell Anwar. He's gonna get pissed.
I need it. They gave me a Specs gift card, so I'm like, maybe that's what I'll give to Anwar. Like, hey, couldn't get you tickets, buddy, but here's some alcohol.
Specs gift card.
I don't know.
Me and him.
I was like, I don't even want this. I don't drink.
Juice.
Huh?
Me and him make a legendary jungle juice.
Yeah, he throws good parties.
Pretty fun.
What's the opposite of Michael Rubin's white party? That's what he would throw.
The brown party.
The brown party, brother.
So in an effort to save this show for our 100th episode spectacular, we've done 100 episodes, everybody. Congratulations to me and Simone, I guess.
Well, you know, what did I tell you when we started, Jakey? I said most episodes, 99% of podcasts, and again, read the book.
Ooh. That would have been a lot cooler if you could do it in one motion.
I know. Here, we'll cut it again.
Yeah, let's cut it.
Read the book. And there's a whole chapter on podcasting. 99% of podcasts die after 10 episodes. So the fact that we did 10 times 10 episodes, our podcast is, it's like a cat. It's got 9 lives.
We're kind of like 10 times better than most people on here. Just saying.
Deadass, 100%.
Deadass, 100%.
Go read the book. Buy the book. Books on sale right now.
Save this fucking episode. I sourced some questions for our lovely fans.
Okay, let's hear them.
This is the first one from our boy Miguel Luna at the Lunar Cowboy. Other than QB and RB, what position group is going to be our strongest? I'm thinking the O-line and D-line.
Talking about getting some tread out of this question because we've done this multiple times this offseason. I've said wide receiver room. I still think the wide receiver room for Texas State is going to look really good. Last year, it kind of felt like a 2-man show with Hawkins and Hobart. And Cole Wilson kind of being that third guy. I think this year we're going to have 3 legit wide receivers that could really space the field. Defensive line's another position, though.
Tight end? Whoa.
No, stop it.
You're not buying any tight end
stuff?
No,
I'm not buying tight end. I'm not buying. Of all the position
every year,
groups,
you get a door-to-door salesman
of all the position groups,
tries to get us to tell us that tight ends are going to be huge this year, and it never is.
Well, I'll tell you this. We have a situation where we probably could get a player if we really wanted. If we really wanted to push, we get a player. If there's a tight end that has a very good non-conference, we'll bring him on the pod. Don't talk about it. But of all the positions, I'm buying the least amount of stock in the offensive line. Offensive line and secondary has been the 2 things that Texas State has struggled in historically. And I'm a prove it to me type of guy. So I would buy stock in wide receiver and defensive line to be two very deep positions, offensive line and secondary. I don't know. I'm not buying the stock until I see it.
Yeah, I'm with you in the same boat. I think if we don't have a good wide receiver room, we're fucked. Like that's the entire thing of our offense is based on.
I don't know. If Ish and Perry have good running game, like, you know, I think we'll be okay.
Ish Perry?
Yeah. I think we'll be okay.
Yeah. I guess I missed that Denario went into the portal. So, right? He's in the portal? Something's in the portal?
I think so.
But yeah. No, I'm with you. This next one is from Marshall Burns at Marshall Burns 12. Are you happy with Texas State in the Sun Belt, or would you like to see them move to the Big 12 or another conference? A jump to P4 would be awesome, but I'm pretty sure pretty difficult.
No, Texas State's in a really good spot right now in the Sun Belt Conference. It's got a good TV contract. I know if you talk to Craven, who is an alarmist, he'll tell you that the Power Five and the Group of Five are going to break off eventually and just split into two separate things. There's already been talk about potentially Clemson, Florida State leaving the ACC and going to the Big 12, which would then, of course, make three power conferences and essentially cut the ACC out from underneath them. And then we're just getting closer and closer to what NFL light type of situation where you have the Big 10 and the SEC is like just the two divisions or two conferences. Point being, I think Texas State's in a really good spot in the Sun Belt. I would not want them in a conference against TCU and Baylor and Tech. It'd be fun to watch, but we would get our asses kicked every week, especially right now. Now, maybe in 10, 15 years when the money starts flowing and we win a couple bowl games and there's a bunch of support and Texas State is potentially a playoff team, yeah, I'd love to see us go to the Big 12. But right now, in current form, Sun Belt's where we need to be.
Yeah, I'm also with you on this one, not just because I like you, but I think like Texas State is with really like-minded schools right now and like-minded institutional leaders, administration folk, because like it's not like if you got through last week's episode of our biblical explanation of the Southland Conference to the Sun Belt to all the hoorah that went into that shit, like none of that is really going on anymore. Everybody's just trying to get paid, and Texas State's in a really good group of people who are all trying to get paid. So I think we have to stick with
the schools that, let's say in 2022, were a group of 5 schools in the state of Texas. So you're thinking UNT, SMU, UTSA, Texas State. Like when you go in that group, it's good that SMU went to the ACC because they were clearly the richest school of those group of 5 schools. Yeah.
They didn't fit in a lot of other categories.
They didn't fit in a lot of those, right? When you check off the finance. Now I would love, if you ask me what teams I would like to join the Sun Belt, UNT and UTSA are the two that I think would be obvious additions to the Sun Belt. I think those would be perfect additions.
Yeah, and then the people
potentially
at UTSA
in a couple
would
years,
say
maybe
that the Sun Belt is nothing. That
nah.
And so they're having these other conversations with us too, like going, "Oh, well, Texas State would make sense to add, or fucking FAU or whatever."
Look at the difference, right? Because like most Sun Belt schools have an on-campus stadium. Most of the best college atmospheres have an on-campus stadium. A lot of the schools UTSA play do not have an on-campus stadium. They have a stadium downtown, or they share a stadium with a pro team. So it makes sense for UTSA to be in the conference that they're in. I personally would rather have an on-campus stadium. I personally think that makes it a better college environment. But that's just me.
Experience,
Yeah, for sure. And like App State, beautiful. Georgia State, a little bit different, right? They have an off campus, but Southern Miss has a good stadium. So I don't know. I like having an on campus stadium. Of those schools, though, UNT and UTSA would be the two that I would like to join the Sun Belt if given the opportunity.
This next one's pretty similar, so I'll just go into this one. It's from our boy Creme Brulee at Creme_Brulee 10. What do y'all think future conference realignment looks like? Is the SBC poised for an expansion or poaching any prospective Big 12 ACC teams?
They're not going to poach anybody, but I do think that if there's a chance to add regional rivalries, they're going to do it. So UAB would be a really interesting one. Eastern Carolina would be a very interesting one. UTSA, UNT, like I mentioned before, would be two interesting schools. I like the idea of the Sun Belt adding schools, but they have to be regionally in the same direction, which is weird to say. But if you weren't under the Mason-Dixon line, I don't want you. Essentially, like it has to be all Southern and Southeastern schools, and that's what Texas State fits in as the furthest west school. That's why I'd like a UTSA or a UNT to add to that, but I don't want to go any further west than Texas State. I don't really want to go any further north than UNT. I want to keep it all in the same area.
And did you see that?
I guess Eastern Carolina and Marshall a little higher than that, but yeah, you get the drift. You cash it.
The East Carolina Pirates, you want those guys?
They're going to be good. I like East, and it'd be a fun environment with fun atmosphere. I'm trying to think of other schools that kind of make sense in that.
Our guy Hawaii to the Sun Belt.
Goose would love if we added the Western Kentuckys of the world, the Hilltoppers. I wouldn't mind that. Bring your friend Riley Chestnut back on the conference. But yeah, there's a bunch. There's a bunch of Group of 5 schools that I wouldn't mind joining the Sun Belt if given the opportunity.
All this is just going to be very weird, and it's going to get even weirder because people are going to come up with like best case scenarios in CFB. Like, this is how the world of football should work here in our totally controlled environment.
Guarantee you, App State jumps into the ACC. Coastal Carolina fans will put their school in the ACC. Texas State fans will put their school in the Big 12. So, I get that. My favorite to do in the old games was make Texas State independent and then schedule my season out like that and be like, I'll be the non-conference game for Alabama and Notre Dame and Michigan, and just make a really fun schedule that way. But, I wouldn't want Texas State going to the Big 12, at least not right now.
Yeah, no. I watched a lot of Big 12 football. So for me as a little kid, that's like, ooh, that's what football should look like,
Not anymore, baby.
Nope.
SEC.
It was in Vegas
SEC.
this year.
SEC.
The media day was in Vegas. After you bitch moaned and complained to me that it's always at the Cotton Bowl or at Jerry World or wherever it is.
Yeah. They used to always have it. Big 12 used to always have it in Dallas, and then they moved to Vegas. I don't know why the hell they moved to Vegas. I guess it's to make it easier for the West Coast schools, the Utahs of the world, the Utah States, Arizona States of the world, makes it easier for them. But I mean, when the conference still has Baylor and Tech, I don't know why we're going to Vegas, but shout out to Craven and all those college football writers that got to go to Sin City. That sounds fun.
And this is the big, I guess, thing coming up in 2 weeks is media days. Media days have already happened for most of the bigger schools. I think the Big 12 had it. The SEC already have it.
SEC is next week, baby.
SEC is next week. That'll be big.
Monday through Thursday.
Huge. So we won't get Mike Gundy standing up for drunk driving, but we will get probably
Sarkisian. We'll get Kirby Smart. Kirby Smart will stand up for some drunk driving, some reckless driving.
That's all he's got to stand on.
He's got a great program. I just don't know why they don't have Uber. Like, no Uber in Athens. What's going on?
Yeah, facts. The Sun Belt announced that GJ Kinney, he's the head coach, Jordan McLeod and Ish Mahdi are going to be representing the team at Media Days. So that kicks off July 23rd and 24th.
For all the guys who came before him, Brian London did, I think, Media Day like 3 different times. This is a good ass group to go. This is the reigning player of the year, the reigning coach of the conference for sure. I think GJ Kennedy probably gets the most looks.
Yeah, I guess. When
I'm talking about
coach of the year last year.
He didn't win coach of the year. He's going to be poised to win it this year. And Ishmani, one of the best players, but one of the best Group of 5 running backs, one of the best running backs in the country. So you're bringing a ton of firepower to Media Day. It'll be curious because in years past, Media Day was not very well attended, from my understanding. I think they're going to have
really
Zooms.
Isn't. It still really isn't, to be honest.
No, but I think with Zoom, it's going to make it a little bit easier. So we'll see.
Last year, it really wasn't crazy packed in the Zoom rooms either. I was there. I was shoulder to I was shoulder to remote shoulder.
That to me, but to me, that is more of an indictment on local newspapers going the way of the mammoth than it is on the conference being shitty. Because if there was more local newspapers, you probably have more deal. And also, let's be completely frank here. Is KVU going to send somebody for Texas State to the Zoom meetings? Maybe. Is KSAT in San Antonio? Probably not, So it's like
most of those guys aren't even credentialed with the Sun Belt. We actually have higher credentials than most of those guys,
which is kind of crazy. But
fucking nuts. How did we get here?
Yeah, are we going to be in there? Are we going to grab some GJ Kenny? Maybe
I'll be there in the Zoom room, not actually physically in New Orleans.
People
have asked us if we are going to be there. You can support this podcast if you'd like, and you can send us there. But no, we're not going on our own.
I think
We're saving our bowl game money. Basically.
That's true. That is true. The bowl game fund.
The bowl game fund. So donate today. Buy a damn shirt from Elite Sports too.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Is that all I wanted to talk about? There's been some conversation, mostly between me and you, about the smiling friends, buddy. I think you and I bear a striking resemblance to this two central characters, Pim and Charlie.
This is going to be great, Charlie. I love helping kids. I love kids, Charlie. I love kids.
Pim, I would really not be screaming that at the top of your lungs.
Hey, little buddy, how are you doing?
Oh my God! Whoa!
Hello.
What's up, man? What's happening, big guy? What's up with the gun? Pim, can I talk to you for a second? Look, Pim, I know it's our job to help this guy and everything, but I think this guy's a lost cause. He's obviously made up his mind. Why don't we just cut our losses and get out of here?
Oh, come on. That's nonsense, Charlie. We've never given up on the job so far.
Yeah, I think so too. But the problem is, here's the problem. The problem is that a lot of people take characters, cartoon characters, and they try to like base their personalities off them. I was Charlie before the show even came out.
Some guy saw you out in the wild and was like, I'm going to base a cartoon character off of this guy.
1,000%. When that show, season 1 came out when I was still in North Dakota, and I remember showing my coworker, Turner, the show, right? Because it was on Hulu. They put them all up at once, and it was on Hulu the next day. And I showed him like, hey, this is a show I think is really funny. And he goes like, do you know the creator of the show? I was like, no. He goes, then why is Charlie based on you? I was like, I don't know. But you see me around about the hoodie, the hat, the large nose, the realism. It's tough. It's Charlie and me. We're tight.
Effing funny. And I'm Pim because I got a lot of positive energy.
Yeah, for sure.
And my favorite color is purple.
Come on, let's go on the roller coaster. Oh, the line's short. So that was really fun, wasn't it? Desmond, you look so funny on that roller coaster. Charlie, did you take any photos?
No.
That's great. Charlie, we did it. Successful mission.
And hair,
I'm little?
for sure. Yeah. No, really, you and me, Halloween. I don't know why we don't.
We might have to hit it.
Little
we might have to hit
it. Little couple's costume.
Charlie
and Pim.
down, bro. I gotta retake Halloween actually this year. So big Halloween party. Squaring Around event.
Square dancing.
What? Square dancing?
Some hay bales.
Some hay bales? Oh, real quick. This is a major come up for us today. We're first of all recording this on a Friday, so happy payday Friday to everybody who gets paid on a bi-monthly schedule. But also, GJ Kinney blessed us on the timeline with a follow after like a year and a half of podcasting.
He finally recognized.
Real finally recognizes real. Yes.
Couldn't happen to a better guy.
Couldn't happen to a better guy. All righty. Thanks for squaring around, everybody. Love you lots. Sorry about the shit can.
Shout out to episode 100.
Oh.
We don't need no badges. I don't have to show you any stinking badges.
Better not come any closer.
Thanks for listening. New episodes out every Thursday. Follow the boys on Twitter. Eat 'em up. Eat 'em up.